everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Both quarterbacks have reliable tight ends they know they'll be able to count on to make plays. It's Olsen's Panthers going up against Graham's Seahawks. With that, let's welcome in our fine broadcast team. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Larry, overcast skies, but knock on wood, no rain on the radar to speak of right now as we welcome you to CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the Carolina Panthers. And welcome again, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And Larry, he took a moment to highlight the tight ends that we're going to see in this one. I know in our production meeting we were talking about what we wanted to highlight pregame, and you said tight ends. Why did you say that?
Because it can be such a matchup issue for defenses nowadays, because these tight ends, they're oversized guys, but they can run as well. So who are you going to cover them with? If you use a traditional linebacker, they're usually going to run past those guys. If you're going to use a smaller corner, maybe they'll be too big. Can a safety match up and run with them and also use enough bulk to keep them from just having their way? So many ways that tight ends are used nowadays. They're fun to watch.
So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. Russell Wilson leading them out there, 6-year quarterback who finished his college ball, of course, as a Wisconsin Badger.
One of the more cerebral quarterbacks in the NFL, analyzes situations, watches a ton of tape, adapts his game to whatever is presented in front of him. And despite the fact he's been in the league for 6 years, the future still bright for Russell Wilson.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. He hits Jermaine Kearse. That one goes for 24 yards.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. K1 short. Busting through to get him for a loss of 6. On 2nd down, here's Wilson. And the grab made by Doug Baldwin. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one goes for 24 yards.
I don't mean to jump in on you, partner, but they didn't waste any time getting downfield, did they? I mean, a nice big play there.
3 plays, 3 successful plays in plus territory. Now this defense on its heels a bit. It
seems like they had something targeted there, doesn't it? It's like, okay, we've got a matchup we like coming right out of the gate. Let's go ahead and get right to it.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. Throwing now, Wilson on first down, eluding the pressure right. Complete out right to Kearse. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now Wilson on 2nd down. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Doug Baldwin, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Seahawks take the ball down the field and score on the opening drive. And the QB rating right now, sky high. 4 for 4 on that opening drive, and it ends with a touchdown pass.
Yeah, I don't know quite how to figure it out. I think I need my friends from MIT to come in and help me. I think 158.3 is the number one.
Yep, that's
right. That's the highest you can get. That's where he is. He'd like to continue on that pace.
The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. Here's Walsh now to kick this one off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Carolina Panthers led out by that man, Cam Newton, brought along slowly after offseason shoulder surgery. And also, he was busy in the offseason, welcomed his second child into the world, so got a lot going on right now.
Yeah, beautiful baby girl, but the big thing for the Panthers, will the shoulder be right for the season? You mentioned them bringing him along slowly. I think he'll be there to start everything. And in the offseason, they drafted some guys to take some pressure off. Christian McCaffrey and Curtis Samuel. A couple of darts out of the backfield so he can get the ball to them easily.
And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And the offensive starters for the Panthers.
The number 8 overall pick in the 2017 draft, Christian McCaffrey, to me, was the most complete running back coming out in the draft. He can run inside, gets to the perimeter, can catch the ball. In fact, I think he runs routes better than any receiver that came out in the draft. He's a complete package, and boy, will they have fun with him in Charlotte.
This is Stewart again. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Give him 3 on the play, and all of a sudden here it's third down. The Seahawks, here's their defensive lineup.
Bobby Wagner's one of the more fluid middle linebackers in the NFL, able to range deep in coverage, also able to rush the quarterback both inside and off the edge, and is an absolute tackling machine in the running game.
First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. It'll be a gain of 7, but I'd imagine we'll see the punt team here on 4th down.
4th and short, partner. I mean, this would be a really risky call. Here we are in the first quarter.
On your own side of the field.
Own side of the field. But, boy, what a tone setter that would be to go for it and get it, wouldn't it?
You're gritty today. I like it.
I'm feeling it.
Andy Lee, 3-time All-Pro on to punt. Back deep, the dangerous Tyler Lockett. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in this 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
On first down, Wilson. And that's complete to Luke Wilson. And a nice gain of 21 yards. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
Wilson now on first down. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on second down. And this offense often hinges on one of the best tight ends in the league, and that's Jimmy Graham.
I think he made up for lost time when he got to the NFL because in college, he was mainly a basketball player, a defender who couldn't score. Now he's flipped it around in the NFL. Every time he touches the ball, he's a threat to score.
Double tight, guys, double tight.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. It's caught on the left side by Kurz. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. A very solid gain of 27. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion.
Here's Wilson throwing on 1st down. Over the middle here to Wilson. And they do get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. He got 29 yards that time.
For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run because we envision them in offenses catch the ball. How much yardage can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Again, Wilson. Flush to his right. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Ben Jacobs able to get in there and drop him for a 2-yard loss. 6 yards still to go. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Thomas Rawls. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
And his kick is right through. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it's Thomas Rawls who finishes it off with a touchdown run. Here's Walsh now to kick this one off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. Charles, I want to go back to something you said earlier in the broadcast as the Panthers come back out. You talked about Cam Newton having a guy like Christian McCaffrey to take some pressure off of him. Expand on that. What did you mean?
They don't want him to stay in the pocket and take as many hits as he has in the past, so they want the ball out of his hands quicker. And Christian McCaffrey gives him that opportunity. He can hand it to him, throw it to him from the slot, swing out of the backfield. He does all of those things. Jonathan Stewart is the incumbent #1 running back, but Christian McCaffrey will get plenty of touches in 2017.
And a nice gain of 21 yards. We often, with Cam Newton, talk a lot about his legs. Don't forget about that arm.
He can throw it on a rope. He can loft it. He's got the touch that's been developed throughout his career. But the big part about just watching him throw it, it seems almost effortless.
Now Stewart on 1st down. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Another run, this time McCaffrey. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up.
While there was no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit and then changing things up on you down the stretch. I think we're getting really close to that point in time, though, where the identity may have to go out the window, and they've got to go a little bit faster in order to try and win the game.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Cliff Averill. He's the one that gets him down. It'll be a loss of 5, and it'll bring up 4th down.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs. They covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
Here's Andy Lee now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his 1st. And before the punt, time is going to run out on this 1st quarter. 14-0 is our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
With my good friend Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Panthers in possession of the football as we begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. Here's Andy Lee now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. So let's glance at a player spotlight now with Russell Wilson. He's had one of those games that any quarterback loves, not only being able to complete some passes, but some deep passes.
And it's pretty to watch. I mean, it's an absolute joy to see, but let's face it. We got to give a little bit of credit where it's deserved, right?
Well, the protection's been great, if that's where you're going.
Yeah, protection's been phenomenal, but how about how it's been spotlighted, right? Our producer, Christian McLeod, our director, Kyle Burt, the rest of the crew, what they put together with these images and pictures, if you're an offensive lineman, that's what you're taking with you to contract time.
They're going to have a lot to take to contract time if this continues. 2nd down following the incompletion. To throw again, Wilson. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Flushed out right. Finding some room at midfield. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a 1st down again.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
To throw is Wilson on 1st and 10. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Baldwin. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15. That goes for a gain of 31. first down. This is Rawls. He stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. On second down, Rawls. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves him needing about 7 here on third down. Under 4 to play now. Clock running. Third down. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Luke Wilson, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead.
That's almost just not right. You cover everybody, but those tight ends, they can be awfully reliable.
Very reliable. Defense just has to hate those guys.
This drives them crazy because oftentimes you can't match up with them. They have you either with size, speed, or maybe even just strength.
Extra point try now for Walsh. And it is now 21-0. So that a 7-play, 80-yard drive. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. Here's Walsh now to kick this one off. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. And this is their third drive. Maybe the focus right now not so much on points, but getting their first down.
And when you start off a game, you don't even think that's an issue, do you? But you go a drive, a second drive, no first down, that becomes an issue. Now you got to think about, okay, what type of play calling do I have to do to get us in a spot to pick that first one up?
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. To throw on second down is Newton. And Olsen over the middle. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
This team doesn't mind running the ball in any situation, and I thought he was going to get the first down the way the play developed, but the defense closed in and stopped him just about a yard short.
Here's Andy Lee now as he's on to punt for Carolina. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence, does a great deal for your team, gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first-half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration.
And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down. So incomplete on first. Let's see what 2nd down has in store. Wilson going to throw again. And his throw here's incomplete.
And the Panthers bring in their nickel set as they try to defend here on third down.
5 defensive backs. Now it's Wilson. He finds his man, Baldwin. And they'll get it all the way out near midfield to the 45. And they pick up 25 as they convert on third. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 1st and 10, Wilson. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. 1:59 to go in the first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will have the highlights and analysis of this first half from our studios in Orlando.
And I have a feeling those highlights will be pretty one-sided, too.
I think you're right, partner. So they're operating in the red zone. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Charles Johnson. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. On 2nd down, Wilson. That is caught inside the 5. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Doug Baldwin with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Seahawks add on to their lead.
The catch and the touchdown, they were the end result of a terrific route run by the receiver.
Walsh now for the PAT. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. That time a 6-play drive, and it all culminates with a Seattle score. Here's Walsh now to kick this one off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. He's just been looking for some space. I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. On 1st down, Newton. And this is Shepard on the catch. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Here's Newton. Incomplete. They were looking to get it to Kelvin Benjamin there. That'll bring up 2nd down.
The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get, because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it.
Now Newton looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Shepard. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. To the air again, Newton. And he finds a man and it's Olsen. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. A somewhat amazing stat. The largest deficit ever overcome to win a game in Panthers history is just 17 points. So this would be record book stuff if they could pull this one out. Now Newton. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. Second and 10, Newton again. Incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Newton throwing again. And fighting. He lost the football. It's out. And fortunately for him, he's able to get it back, but it will be a loss on the play.
Well, that was a big oops right there. But how about his ability to correct it? Loses the football, able to get it back himself.
Yeah, pounced right back on it, keeps possession. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. So now off goes Newton, and on comes the kicker, Graham Gano. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
Throw on first down with Wilson. Throw left side complete. That's Baldwin. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So we're back in the offense getting set following the call of that timeout. Field goal unit not out there. They want 6 before halftime. Final play of the half. It's Wilson. He's going to air this out for Baldwin. And this one is incomplete. So we are at halftime here in downtown Seattle with the Seahawks out in front. As we send you cross country to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando with our halftime report, here's Larry Ridley.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Seahawks are showing they're the better team right now and lead big at the end of 2. The Panthers will have to make some adjustments before the second half gets underway. So here we go. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Seahawks is opening up on offense. Baldwin's by himself here, and that goes as an 18-yard touchdown. Moving now to late in the first as they get out to a 7-0 lead. Rawls is looking for room to run, and this run goes for a touchdown. Seahawks on offense midway through the second as they move out in front 14-0. Wilson's going to complete the pass, and he caps off the 6-play drive with the score. Now 1st and 10 as they go up here at 21-0. Wilson's on point with the throw. He'll be tackled all the way down inside the 20 at the 17-yard line. So that's it for us at the EA Sports Studio. We'll go back now to Seattle for the start of the second half.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. And the Seahawks defense heads back out there now. They don't want to change anything. They've got 0 points against them here, so I would imagine the halftime speech was do more of the same, right?
I think you're right, and it's where defensive coordinators have to walk that line of preparing for the adjustments you expect to come, but not taking away the aggressiveness you've already shown. And they've played so well, I think that's the speech. You nailed it. Just go out and do what you've been doing, and we'll adjust if we see anything different later.
To this point, they've been spectacular. On second down, they run with Stewart. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
And he is going to be knocked flat on his back. Oh, a big hit. A pretty good effort there, 9 yards, but not enough. We'll likely see the punt team now on 4th down.
And that was a good run, and it should get the attention of the defense, but it can't just dwell on it. They've been playing so well this entire game. Maybe they just look at it and say, okay, congratulations, you got one on us, and just not let it turn into more.
This is taken at the 18. Oh, able to avoid him. And now spinning away. Tyler Lockett. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 82 yards. And the Seahawks offense continues to pour it on.
When you got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach. It's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they mishit the ball and kick it right to him.
Extra point try now for Walsh. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So his big play capability in full display there as he's able to return that punt for a touchdown. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Oftentimes when you're not winning at the point of attack for an offensive line, maybe they're getting out physical, spread things out a little bit, make it more of a one-on-one blocking scheme. Then you don't have to win it physically. You just have to win it by position. That may open things up for your running backs.
4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on third down.
A gain of 4 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And now a high kick here as he'll try to hang it up there. This is fielded at the 27. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Doug Baldwin and company getting ready to go again on offense. A monster game so far, 3rd quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some credit for the receivers, though, who find ways to get open, whether they uncover late in a route or they get open early, but they just always find a way. And he's having that type of a game.
Yeah, he's been nearly impossible to cover. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. He got 29 yards that time. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a 1st down. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield. But when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now.
I know in every game we do, we talk about momentum. That was a momentum play lost. And now there could be a letdown because they didn't get the interception.
Yeah, you could almost hear the collective gasp on the sideline as he could not come up with that football. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Throwing again here, Wilson. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me that option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
A running play for Rawls. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. Rolls. And he will not be denied. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Thomas Rawls, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks are running away with this one. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. The bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Here's Walsh now to kick this one off. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down.
And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. Michael Bennett in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end.
Here's Newton now on second down. It's hauled in by Shepard. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. The Panthers on third down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. From the gun, here's Newton. He finds his man, the tight end Olsen. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Mike Bennett getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver. 180.
On second down, here's Newton. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. 3rd and long. It's Newton. Caught on the left side by Benjamin. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. They needed 18 yards, and that's exactly what they got. And by the nose of the football, it's a first.
All right, let's just go ahead and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Cliff Averill in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Now the offense will look to respond after the sack. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. So the defense gets to the quarterback. Now the offense backed up on second down. The shotgun snap for Newton. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Michael Bennett. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long. the gun. Newton gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. And he takes this one all the way across midfield into enemy territory down to the 40-yard line. Now Newton on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Cliff Averill able to disrupt yet another pass play. His third sack of the afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. To throw on second down is Newton. And Olsen over the middle. And he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. There he goes left side. And that might just cement it. A return for a late touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower post-game. Walsh now for the PAT. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. And time now for the Seahawks defense to take their spots again on the field. They are looking to preserve this shutout, so for them, a lot on the line.
A lot on the line, a lot of pride that goes into that. Because let's face it, when you've had that kind of a day, you do not want any type of a fluke play to end it. You're going to win the game. That's not the issue. But to have a clean ledger going into the locker room and sitting in film next week, oh, that's satisfying.
Makes you feel good.
Oh, that's the way to do it.
They're looking to cradle that goose egg. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle him almost on the spot.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Mike Bennett, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Call that a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. Here's Andy Lee now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this away as he'll wisely, I'd say, angle this to the sideline. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Wilson wants to throw it. Baldwin with it over the middle. And he He's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. A very solid gain of 27. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. He's going to air this out for Baldwin. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Wilson. It's caught. Lockett. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. The storyline in this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is. And what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them, going along with those zeros in the time column, too.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Seahawks here as we say so long from Seattle.